sometimes all you need to do is just listen and observe. That saying that, I'm going to pull it up because it's from Tyler, the Creator.
It's kind
Okay. They say the loudest in the room is weak. That's what they assume, but I disagree. I say the loudest in the room is probably the loneliest one in the room. That's me. Yes, you need to be who you are, be proud, be talkative, be that big person. And at the same time, observe and listen. There's always a time and a place for both ways of being. You don't always need to be the quietest one in the room, and you don't always need to be the loudest. But I think when you can use that superpower of being both and choosing to be the quietest one in the room, that speaks volumes. That is enough. And that you can learn from the people around you. You can observe. You can just understand a person from a different perspective. And I think so often the loudest person in the room can be the most confident person and or be the loneliest one in the room. Because it just is. Like, that's just how life is. Like, sometimes you are trying to fill that space by being the loudest person there, trying to make conversations, and trying to be there. But sometimes that's because you're lonely, like his lyrics. But when you can use that to your advantage and be on the flip side and be the quietest one, you can find that solace within you. You can understand how peace can be found in the silence, that in the noise there is beauty, but also in the quietness there's peace and tranquility. And I feel like kind of that, like, now that I'm here and now that I'm with like my, like, I guess people for like the next 10 weeks, it's kind of like I'm trying to like facilitate conversations and make conversations with everybody and like be talkative and make friends. And on the flip side, like, I notice the quiet people. I notice that not everybody wants to talk. And it's like, I don't know if they're just not comfortable talking. I just don't know what. But I kind of want to go to the flip side and be the quiet one for once. And just see how things play out without the facilitating. And I think the loud personalities and my personality is coming out. And also the shy people are coming out too. And they're, you know how silence is an answer? It's kind of like they're just showing that they're very chill, laid back, quiet. But it's like you just have to get to know a person enough to be able to talk to them, to be able to get that loudest person in the room. And that's how it is. That's simply how it may be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with being one or the other, or both, or neither, just a middle. Because when it's your time, you can be loud, and when it's your time, you can be quiet and just observe. But I think when we kind of emphasize the silence and the tranquility, you can kind of appreciate both sides of like the matter. Because I've been on both sides, listening to the loudest person and being, wow, they're very much at the center and they can handle the conversation. And then I guess now I'm kind of in that trying to facilitate that the other way around. And it's kind of strange to be more the extroverted naturally now instead of the introverted. And sometimes, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I just kind of want to go back to the quietness of how I was a little. But I'll have those times. I mean, I'm not always surrounded with people on my walks back. I'm not talking to anybody, and I think I'm just kind of delegating my talkativeness at different times so I don't run out of social battery. But yeah. So I want to leave you with this. There are so many things to learn by being the loudest in the room and the most quiet in the room. You can understand people's personalities from different ways, different means, and be able to make those connections. And on the flip side, being the quietest one in the room, you can observe everything and everyone and be able to take a seat back and to have a wider spread and a better breadth of people and who they are and their personalities. So take it with what you will. And just trust that you'll be able to find that balance. Trust that you'll be able to figure it out, because you will. You are. And you have. And you'll do it just again. Food for thought.